In this video, we're going to discuss two new server-side events that have been added to version 10.5 when you're working with a grid that's based on a SQL table. So if we go to design mode and we switch to the events tab, you'll see that there's a event here called onBeforerSQLCommandExecute, and then another event called onAfterSQLCommandExecute. So these events are designed for power users who want more control over the SQL that gets executed when you do an update, insert, or delete command on your grid. So basically, the way that the grid works is that Alpha 5 computes the update statement, the insert statement, or the delete statement based on information that you edited before you press the commit button. But some power users would like to either write their own SQL to get executed on an insert, update, or delete, or call a stored procedure. And these two methods allow you to do that. Also, another common requirement would be at the same time that you say update or delete a record in a table, you might want to go to another table and add some new records or edit some records in that related table, and this event would allow you to easily do that. So let's take a look at an example where we've used the onBeforerSQLCommandExecute command. So first, you can see right now that I've got some code written here, which I'll explain later on, but currently I've just got an exit function. So this event actually doesn't even execute right now. So if we go over there to working preview, and I go here and I change that to, say, Smith, and then hit the save button, you'll see that Alpha 5 computed the update statement, and I'm seeing the update statement here simply because I went to the properties, the update properties, and over here and turned on the property to show update commands over there. So this shows all of the SQL that gets executed if you have debugging turned on. So let's sort of go back there, and I'll just change that back to Jones and then commit. So you can see Alpha 5 is showing me what SQL it executed and also what the values of the arguments were in the SQL statement. So you can see there's an argument called old last name, and old last name was Smith, new last name is Jones, etc. So let's go back now to our event and comment out the exit function, and now you can see that what we've done is I've written just an arbitrary SQL statement that I'd like to execute instead of the SQL that Alpha 5 has computed. So what we're going to do here is execute a SQL command that sets the company to new alpha where the customer ID equals 10. So in this case, this is a somewhat contrived example, but in a real-world example, you would execute, say, a call to a stored procedure or something like that. Now, the function prototype gives you a lot of information about what is passed in this E object and what you're expected to set in the E object. So you can see here that the E object that is passed in has E.temple, which is the grid definition, and E.rtc, which is runtime calculations, which allows you to pass data from one event to another event, E.rv, which is the variables, and E.underbar si state information. So this is pretty common. These objects are all available in all of the events typically, so there's nothing new over here. But now you can see, in addition to that, what gets passed in is E.cn, which is the connection to the database that this grid is going against. E.SQL is the SQL statement that Alpha 5 executed in order to perform the insert, update, or delete. So at this point, when this event fires, this SQL statement has been computed but not yet executed. So let's pause now and pick it up in the next video.